where he is. It's considered the largest gathering of wooden-hulled classic power yachts in the world. In the world, okay? And our Jordan Steele is there at the yacht show. Jordan, that might be a good gift.
You guys, I tell you, there's a number of reasons you're going to want to be out and about this weekend. Father's Day's a big one. The problem is you come out and you look at boats like this, and you're going to want to probably try and get one. They're beautiful. So the Classic Yacht Association is putting on the free Classic Yacht Show for you. Bell Harbor Marina. I don't know, can you guys see it? We're going to change camera views here because there's more than just this one boat. We're going to take a look from our Sky King up above at the number of yachts sitting in Bell Harbor right now, each and one of them looking pristine, beautiful. You guys, the thing about these boats, I mean, some have been around, what do you guys say? Early 1900s, maybe even some even earlier than that, and they look beautiful. So just one of the many things you can do with dads this upcoming weekend, obviously. And we're going to get a look at a couple of these yachts coming up. This one right here, just so you know, it's called Riptide. 1980s, you guys remember a show called Riptide? This boat from that show, how cool is that? That's just one of the many stories, obviously, that we're going to learn about today.
Who will not be on that stage? Jordan Steele, because he has already been assigned to the waterfront. This is a live look from Sky King, what will be the free classic yacht show at the Bell Harbor Marina this weekend. We taped this footage, clearly. Jordan, the man of steel, how are things going down there, rubbing elbows with some of the most exclusive boats on the West Coast?
No, seriously, this is actually considered one of the largest gathering of classic yachts, I think, in the world, if that's right. A stat I was reading just at the show. So anybody who's been in the bathtub and had a little tugboat you're playing, I mean, if you have any fascination with boats, this is fascinating. I mean, just the amount that are in Bell Harbor Marina, the fact that it's free is awesome. And what we're learning is there's just so much darn history with these boats. This is Chuck. He owns this fascinating boat. I wish you could see the whole thing. It's massive. One of the biggest yachts we have here in the marina. And, you know, when I was talking to him earlier, just like, that's so cool you get to own this amazing boat. But, like, just learning, every boat has a story. I mean, these are early 1900s. For you, owning something with that much history, what is that like?
Well, it's hard to say, actually, because owning it is kind of not the correct thing. I'm the caretaker here now. This boat is 91 years old, and I'm younger than that, a little bit. And so I get to take care of it. I've had it now for 18 years. We just did a major refit on the boat, all new decks and that type of thing. And so I get to carry it and take care of it for a few years, and I hope that there's somebody that's going to really love it sometime in the future and will, again, continue to keep it in the Northwest.
It's hard not to. It's hard. He says he'll travel from like little port to port, and everybody who's there is like, oh, and they run over and come talk to him about it.
That's true.
Let's go inside real quick. I just want to show you. I can't show you the whole boat, unfortunately. It's amazing. It's more of like a cruise ship than anything. But in here, you get a sense of that history, right? Wood, everything is made of wood, and it's all taken care of. You know, for me, I'm a big person of like visualizing and like thinking, okay, one day I'm going to own a boat, or one day I'm going to own an airplane, and I make a vision board. When did you have a vision of A, I want to own a boat, and B, taking that fruition into buying something so amazing?
Well, when I was in kindergarten, I walked in and rearranged the blocks into the shape of a boat. So I have always been a boater. I've always had boats. This boat, back in 1980, we were over in some port somewhere at about 8 o'clock at night, finishing off a bottle of wine, and the kids were down below, and this boat came in, and it dropped a hook, and it turned around, and I saw the name Blue Peter, and I said, that's the McCurdy's boat. Someday, I turned to my wife Linda, I said, someday we're going to own that boat.
No, but you were serious.
I was serious.
That's just like, I would love to. And then you did. You made it to fruition. So this is beautiful. This is one of the many, I mean, the stories are endless. So if you happen to come this weekend, grab Chuck and just ask him. Of course, the naming of the boat is super unique as well. And I think I learned something just from this interview. We all come with our greatest aha moments with a glass of wine in hand.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth? All right, so I'm going to come back out real quick. See, this is what it's all about. You kick back, you relax, you enjoy, you reflect. Life is so great, isn't it? Bell Harbor Marina is where you want to be. Classic yachts all over the place. Each one of these a fascinating story. You got ones that are owned by mobsters, people from Vegas. I mean, it's endless, the stuff you're going to learn this weekend, and it's free. We got one more boat we're going to check out. Lobster boat, I think is what we're calling it. Find out why next.
No one will see it.
Oh, quick, there he is.
It's the Classic Yacht Festival.
No, still got it. Free classic boats on the Bell Harbor Marina. Jordan, what's going on this weekend?
We're dreaming. We're dreaming today. Okay, that's what this is all about. All right, dreaming for
Lobster.
the yacht that we want, or I don't know, come up with whatever you want. But I wanted to let you guys know that this is going to be the last yacht that we check out. It's much smaller, but just as unique. We call it the Lobster Boat. I don't even think you're supposed to hold lobster like this, but I don't know. This is the Lobster King himself. This is Mr. Rick, the captain. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I love the getup. You got the beard, you got the whole, I mean, this whole thing. Okay, so you got to tell me, they call this a lobster boat. I'm assuming it went out and searched for lobsters, but this is not a typical, what you would normally see of a commercial lobster boat.
Yeah, no, it was a commercial lobster boat in the Northeast. It's a true down east Maine lobster boat. So she was built very close to Nova Scotia and hunted lobster for almost 50 years, which is amazing.
Okay, so back in the day, obviously, this thing was in full swing. When you got a hold of it, how long have you owned it?
About 4.5 years.
Okay, so I'm noticing like a trend here of when people bought it. What did you have to do to it to get it to look so beautiful?
First, I had to get her to float. so
okay, that's
yeah,
really good.
in Rockport, Maine, we worked on it through 6 months of winter.
Okay.
And rebuilt the bow. In the spring,
you can take that off. It's
yeah,
okay.
in the well, in the spring, the harbors freeze over, and they were still frozen, so we couldn't put it in the water and swell it up to bring it across the country on a flatbed.
Got it.
So we brought it across kind of loose, and then over the next couple of years, I ran it around the San Juan Islands, and ran her hard as a picnic boat, more of a day boat, which they were only day boats anyway. They would fish, come back every day. So I made it more of a pleasure boat, but I put it back as a lobster boat. In other words, the hauler that's over here that hauled the lobster was missing. The davit that lifted the traps up was missing.
It looks great, and I love all the stuff you got to make it look unique. This story, I mean, it just keeps going, and that's the thing I want to make sure everybody knows is like each one of these, you're going to just come over the weekend, Belle Harbor Marina, and just listen to story after story. It's going to amaze you. Rick, thank you.
All right,
so
thank
much.
you very
I really
much.
Appreciate it.
Hope
all
you
right,
enjoyed
you guys.
the show.
Straight ahead on King 5 Mornings, it is a big weekend for boat lovers. We're going to take you to the classic motor yacht show on the Seattle waterfront just ahead.
Well, it's going to be a beautiful weekend to do something fun with Dad outside.
Maybe perhaps on the Seattle waterfront.
Yes.
That might be good. The classic yacht show is underway there. And joining us now live, we have Peter Reese, the owner of the Riptide, which he's standing in front of. Thank you so much for joining us, Peter. Can you tell us about the rich history of that boat?
Good morning and welcome. She was built in 1939 by the Elko Boat Works, which is famous for building PT-109, John F. Kennedy's PT boat. She was bought in 1939 by Howard Johnson, the restaurant owner, and he owned her for only a year and then traded her in, and she had a variety of owners and was bought by a gangster named Mo Dalitz, and he moved her to Lake Mead outside of Vegas while he was building the Desert Inn. Somehow she ended up in San Diego, we have no idea how, and eventually in Los Angeles, where she starred in 53 episodes of the TV series Riptide, and we've owned her for the last 21 years.
Wow.
So let me show you around a little bit. Come on down.
Oh, yes, please.
She's beautiful.
So let me invite everybody this weekend to come on down to Classic Weekend at Belle Harbor Marina. We'll be open every day from 10 to 4, and the public is welcome to come for free and to tour all of our yachts.
Yeah, I want to.
So this is Riptide. As I said, we've owned her for 21 years. We moved her up here to the Pacific Northwest about 10 years ago, and we are really enjoying these waters here, and are active members of the Classic Yacht Association and cruise quite often with other members of the group.
I was going to say, do you take people out or use it personally?
No, we don't do any charters. It's just a private yacht, and we enjoy her a lot. And she's very comfortable for the two of us. We cruise all over the South Sound. We just got back from 2 weeks in South Sound, and just really had a great time.
How big is she?
So again, I want to make sure everybody. She is 53 feet. She's 13 foot 9 inches in the beam, and she's powered by twin GM diesels. We cruise at about 10 to 11 knots, which is a good speed for a boat this size, and so it allows us to go pretty far distances in a very short amount of time.
Wow.
So again, let me encourage everybody to come down today to the Classic Yacht Show at Belle Harbor. It is free, and we'd love to show you around. There are over 50 boats here for people to look at.
Peter Reese, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Gorgeous, gorgeous yacht.